of the program Matters of the Poll. On Matters of the Poll, we look at issues that are very topical, and of course issues that obviously are analytical as well, and issues also that talk about equity, equilibrium, and what have you. And there's no gainsaying the fact that Nigeria has experienced a complex journey with democracy after transition from military rule to democracy in 1999. The country has obviously faced various challenges. And those challenges we are going to highlight on Matters of the Poll as we look at the topic 26 years of unbroken democracy. How have we felt? And joining me on the conversation this afternoon, I have on my immediate far left Mr. Charles Chibuzo, Mr. Chibuzo Ajunwa, Mr. Dash. He is the DJ of the Delta Coalition Movement and the Supervisory Councillor, Special Duties, Oshimili South Local Government. Chibuzo, I'd like to welcome you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Norman.
And sitting very closely just in between us, it's another fine, perfect gentleman, Victor Ucheka, CEO, Pathways Foundation. I'd like to welcome you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Norman.
First of all, I'd like to start by congratulating Mr. Dash for marking another milestone.
Yes.
And it was actually a bash. Because from the footage I saw, it was something else. We want to wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Most especially in your political enterprise.
Thank
But I doubt if Victor was there. Did you attend the party?
No, he wasn't there. He
You
traveled.
Yeah, I was not around there.
Okay. All right. So, gentlemen, we're looking at the topic, like I said, 26 years of unbroken democracy. How have we felt? Obviously, Nigerians has had a few challenges. Corruption, economic instability, security concerns, and of course, electoral issues. But I want you to just kickstart it off for us. Your thought process quickly.
Okay, thank you very much. It's quite a long journey, and it's not easy at all. But before I will promulgate further, I think it's worthwhile that we appreciate the labor of our heroes past. And in fact, our compatriots, they have done a whole lot. And precious blood have been wasted in the pursuit of the stability of the democracy in Nigeria. And the 26 years is pretty good journey. And as such, I think we should give kudos to those who made democracy worthwhile in Nigeria. And of course, we would not continue to form as if we are not aware that democracy is not working in Nigeria. Because, as I always say, it's like a photocopy, something that we copied from the Western world, and it has to take some time for us to get it right. It's like somebody who is in school. You need to graduate before you get it right. We can't compare the level of democracy we have or we practice in Nigeria to that of United States of America, who have practiced democracy for a very donkey years. So 26 years in Nigeria is just quite pretty, and we are doing just well, but a whole lot of challenges is still facing us as people, and with time, I know that we are going to have stability.
All right, talking about stability with time, because I listened to a one-time head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, in one of the interviews, and he said Nigeria has gone through quite a lot of challenges. That when he was president, when he was head of state, if you are taking a look at Nigeria today, he is 90 years today, and he was president when he was 30, he was head of state when he was 36 years. Are we supposed to have gotten better from that point, or rather we are reneging quickly?
Okay, I think on that note, we are not actually getting it right on the leadership, qualities, because in Nigeria we notice, not until recently, that oftentimes we know that leaders who come in will have some projects unfinished. The ones coming in, instead of continue from where they stopped, they abandon those projects to initiate a new one for themselves. And you see, it becomes a game of interest, and as a result is the masses that suffers it. And of course it's not promoting the real democracy which we are pursuing, like in the place or places where we think we have borrowed this democracy. I know that there's always a continuity, as government itself is more or less like a continuum, and every other thing that has to do with a particular administration should equally follow suit. But the idea of abandoning your predecessors' jobs or style of leadership, whichever way, which can a little bit be adjusted for one reason or the other, but should be continued. If there is need for revisiting the particular idea of that project or that concept of whatever project that they have, that should be administered and not abandoned. And this aspect have actually set us back to a very bad line.
Okay, a good one. I want Honorable Victor now to, as a way of speaking to this component. Charles Chibuzo has looked at it from a different perspective moving forward.
Yes.
And despite these challenges that Nigeria has had, we have been able to make progress, especially in the area of consolidating our democratic institutions, economic growth, and the civil society engagement. So can we feel your pulse from all of this perspective?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Nomentano. Like Nigeria as a nation, we believe that a growth takes some time. We are still a developing nation. We have not actually attained that apex where we will feel that any leader that just come in can be able to do things within that short period of time. It takes challenges to be a leader in Nigeria because of our diverse ethnic nationality, our population and all of that. You see, to handle all of this, you need people who are competent enough to handle election. You bring out your maybe your manifesto, people look at it and say, okay, this one is capable to be a leader. When you get to that throne has something that it takes for you to be a leader, not just for you to run an election. Leadership is different. Election during the campaign is different. Election process is different. Governance is different. So in terms of governance, we have not actually got it right, but we are trying. Nigeria is our country. You see, in the Western world, every political party have their own ideology. That when we come to power, we are going to focus on agriculture to ensure that we improve the availability of food in this nation. When other political parties coming, they said, okay, they want to concentrate on health. But in Nigeria, we are trying to carry everything holistically, which will always weigh the leaders down. And issue of corruption too. Politics in Nigeria have become a cake where everyone wants to go and have your own and live, go and have your own and live. Let's take, for instance, in Delta State, where you see leadership. We know that, yes, Honorable Sheriff Oborowori, that Sheriff Oborowori is doing excellently well. If we have people like him, maybe from 1999 to date, the Delta State where we are today could not have been this dimension. Also at the federal level, if you look at it now, People are blaming Tinubu that is concentrating on the Southern and bringing the Southern, and especially the Southwest, into position. Yes, you need to work with people who you can able to challenge. Like what he said during his broadcast, that he's not here to please anybody politically. So in terms of leadership, look at how you can be able to govern the nation. Not just for you to win an election, because in terms of election is what everybody is taking as a politician. What do you think? What is the tactics for me to win an election? How can I be able to buy the mind of people of Oshimili South? How can I be able to conquer a car? How can I be able to conquer Ndokwa Nation for me to win this position? We still have 2 years on board now. Very many of our leaders who we sent to position to go and represent us and come back with evidence of democracy are now coming back home to agitate for the next election. All these things are challenges we are facing. Most of the leaders we have in Nigeria are more concerned on politics and how to remain in power than governance. So if we have to get it right, let's look at those leaders who have a good reform. Like Jonathan, for instance. Yes, we understand, we from the South believe that he favored the North. But in terms of leadership, Jonathan is one of the best presidents since 1999. Especially the continue from where his boss left the position, that is a year ago. You see that Jonathan regime is very different. We've gone to Buhari. Buhari have given us suffering for 8 years. Now we are in Asowaju. Even ordinary food. I went to market the other day to buy some yam that I will go to orphanage. You know that 1 yam cost me 3,000. 1 2 bags of yam. And we are the producers of yam. Not that we are importing yam from Philippines or we are importing yam from Brazil. We are the cultivator of yam. How can we tell our children all the situation? That Nigeria that is rich in agriculture, Nigeria that is rich in oil, Nigeria that is rich in diverse human resources, that today we can still buy 1 yam for 3,000 naira. So all the same, God has helped us for the past 26 years in terms of democracy. But currently, I see that our democracy is gradually dying, especially this tune of going on that road of one political party. Yes, he made a remark that he's not interested in making Nigeria one political party, but we are seeing the high ground. Every state now are focusing on how they can become APC. Either they are running in order to come back for the second tenure, or that they want to hide their loot under the leadership of APC. So if we continue like this, we turn to where we have only one political party, and that will affect us more. And now in Nigeria, you cannot see opposition party questioning policies. If Atiku talk, they say you are too old to talk. If you don't have a vibrant opposition party in Nigeria, there is no way the leadership of Nigeria can take the governance serious. I only made that statement anytime I come across politicians that not that you win an election that makes you a leader. What are you bringing to the table? That makes you a leader. Like in Oshimili South, where my gentleman represent, you see that the young man is doing extremely well. A December period when we celebrated the Asaba Food Festival, I was one of my company who is part of the sponsors. When I saw him, I embraced him. I said, congratulations, you are doing extremely well. Because I see some of the legacy project that the young man is leaving behind. So all these things are what we are talking about. Not just for you to win an election, and you try to loot what belongs to the nation. You enrich yourself, where you see a governor driving a car that even can equate budget of a state. You will see a comfort of a governor that can even equate the budget of a state for 2-3 months. Use it for one vehicle. Cost of governance is more than what they are giving to the cities. Today, insecurity is all over the places. We are facing insecurity. Now, every governor believes that without insecurity in your state, you will not be able to enjoy a security vote. That is the tactics they are using now. When they look at, okay, don't worry, we'll do what we'll do. There was some more security meeting, they will share money and leave. Tomorrow you still hear that the herdsmen are still destroying social place. In my community, for instance, if not because of our traditional institution, I believe that nobody in that my community could have been alive.
Okay, that's good to lead us to our next question, which has to do with what do you think are the most pressing security challenges facing Nigeria today? And how do you think we can address them? Look at what is happening in Benin State today. Somebody said that the visit of Mr. President was really not too necessary. You know, that, he came out to actually ask the police and other security chiefs that they should go and smoke out the perpetrators of such crime. is one death too many. Take it.
Mr. Nometa, you see, what General Sani Abacha said in one of the remarks, that if insecurity persists for 24 hours, know that more than 24 hours, know that the government is involved. You see, either opposition or the ruling government. This insecurity we are facing in Benue is not something that is new to us, but the rate now is very alarming. Look at how they murder more than 200. Even the numbers are not accurate. So what I'm saying is that Nigerians have grown to the extent that where we can be able to seek for external assistance in order to eliminate Boko Haram and herdsmen issue. If you look at what the Authority TV, that is one of the Authority TV, one of the traditional rulers, he told Mr. President that this issue we are talking about is not issue of land grabbing. This is a political motivated, either from the opposition or the ruling party, so that they will see what they will use to campaign in 2027. That when I come on board, when I return, I will eliminate them. Look at it. Boko Haram have been since times of Jonathan. Buhari came on board and said he will eliminate them. And now we have Tinubu. We are still enjoying the same insecurity in this nation. So what I will suggest to the government is that they should please allow Nigeria to have peace. Because if the government went to eliminate the herdsmen or the Boko Haram, they can do it. If the government can pick somebody who make a bad remark against government, even in your bedroom, they will knock and pick you up to Abuja that you make a remark against the government. Why will you insult the government? Hate speech. If the government can from Abuja come to Asaba to arrest somebody who made a comment against government, why wouldn't they arrest somebody who is in the bush killing people? If the government can allocate money for insecurity in Nigeria, for instance, if you look at the allocation that is going to the military, you will find out that these people are using this. I was watching one of the clip on social media when one of the soldiers was telling them that the officers are the one giving information to the herdsmen, because they don't want to be free from insecurity so that their account will not be empty. Yes. It's on social media, it's trending. He said even if they went to sack him, they should sack him. That he went to say it, if he say it, he will die. If he don't say it, he will die. They attack, they eliminate the military from their barrack in Maiduguri. Because they know that when there is peace, there is no way government can allocate billions of naira into their ministry. So they are using this as a political tool to extort Nigeria as a nation.
Okay, quickly, I know Mr. Dash, you cannot pass this commentary without your contribution. The level of insecurity in our country as the democracy grows.
Okay, thank you very much. The honest truth is that insecurity in this country has escalated and is no longer the normal insecurity that you hear maybe in the north. After some time you hear in the south, after some time you hear in the west. And practically this issue of the killers herdsmen, and Boko Haram or whatever. For me, Boko Haram issue that contributed or gave birth to the herdsmen killing or killing by the killers herdsmen is a tool to protect natural resources of the northerners. Now, the truth must be said, because in this insurgency, if we must treat it, if we must solve it, we must bring the truth to the table. That's it. And in our local communities, for instance, we have three tiers of government: the federal, the state, and the local government. The state, using Delta State as a case study, the governor, His Excellency, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori, is doing the possible best to ensure that there is zero tolerance to insecurity. And of course, these have descended down to the LGAs. And the local government chairmen are now left to take it up upon themselves, to challenge, because they are close to the communities. Now, in my local government, Oshimili South local government, my honorable chairman, Honorable Dr. Kevin Ezenli, as a vibrant youth, as a man who understands the nomenclature of insecurity, he has deployed technicalities in order to fight the insecurity in our own local community. I don't know about other local government, but it is worthwhile that they, copy from Oshimili South and replicate them to their various local government. Let me give you a tip of what we are doing so far in the LGA, in Oshimili South. We have bought Sienna buses, we have bought bikes to combat crime. And recently we have launched a security code, 7745, from any mobile network. So if you have any distress call, for instance, just dial that number. And in flash, the security operatives are there. So, and this is what we have started recently, and we are getting results. In Oshimili South now, you cannot commit any crime and go scot free. It's not possible, because we are going to catch you. And by the time we begin to apprehend perpetrators, you see, all of them will run away. The issue of a killer's assessment or whatever, that one is an issue that needed a federal government intervention.
What of kidnapping?
Sir?
Kidnapping.
Kidnapping is part of it, because these people are imbued with weapons. They know how they hide it, they know how to collect them, and they have collaborators. There's a conspiracy here. Therefore, by see something, say something, that we are initiating also in the LGA, that has given us an ample knowledge of one or two activities that is going on in the LGA. And when every local government starts to tackle insecurity proactively, like the chairman of the Oshimili South local government, Dr. Ezenli Kevin Obi, you will see that all of them will run away. There will be no hiding place for anybody.
Okay, I'd like to drop it there so that we can touch on every component of how Nigeria has grown from the unbroken democracy so far. Okay, we'll look at the economy now. And I know that's a tough that you also belong to. As somebody was saying that the worst democratic rule is better than the best military rule. One, I don't know if you're of this same school of thought. If you are, how has the economy evolved over the past 26 years? And what do you think the challenges remain?
Okay, I think I have to touch a little bit on the issue of the worst democratic rule is better than the best military rule. To a very large extent, I will say is correct, because during the military rule is more or less like dictatorship. Those days, my father is the military man. I remember if they are moving in convoy, sort of, and you can't just, as a civilian, interrupt a soldier. Who born you? Are you getting my point? But now, a soldier, can come close to a civilian, talk politely, but they don't talk out of place. But if you are then, my brother, if you do anyhow, you see anyhow. And you don't talk anyhow. Otherwise, that same day, you will disappear. Do you understand? Dictatorship. But there is something I appreciate during the military era. Anyway, they are focused in infrastructural development. if there is a particular project on board, it's very speedy, and they will finish it and deliver it. Go to Lagos. The third mainland bridge was built by Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. As lengthy as that bridge, it took very few years to get it done. Do you understand? But if it were during the democracy era, hanky-panky, a whole lot of processes, and contractors will be doing anyhow. But then, they use the best contractors. That bridge was built by Julius Berger. Do you understand? And if it were during the democracy, they would be looking for the discount prices in one contractor or the other. And if you come to Delta State, that's why I always appreciate our governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori. You see what he's doing in Warri? He used the best, that Julius Berger. Because why? That place is from area. The geographical environment there is somehow, and it needs a very solid contractor to handle it. Some contractors will tell you they can, but after some time, you begin to have challenges. But Berger will put there aside the things we are talking about. So I'm thinking that so long as democracy is involved, we should try to do the best so that it will be a point of reference to ASMAT, whatever the military regime has been doing, so that it can, kudos can be given.
Okay, so let's talk about our economy now. I think I will have to rephrase this particular question because you are an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And I want you to speak to this now. That what role has entrepreneurship played in Nigeria's growing economy? So far, so good. 26 years, using the 26 years template of a broken democracy.
Well, Nigeria economy has a whole lot of challenges, because we need to understand the epitome, the key activities where we drive our economy from. Like now, we are only talking about oil and gas. But oil and gas isn't only the place we can drive our economy. Agriculture is a key factor. And I know, even in our budget, we do good budget for agriculture. But how do you make that agriculture to be stable? The stability of agriculture can only be achieved when there is security, there is protection of life and property. But this protection of life and property are not adequate. Therefore, it's frustrating the position of agriculture in our country. And when the food is insufficient for the populace, of course, there will be inflation. And inflation will affect the economy negatively. But when there is stability of food sufficiency, then it will affect the economy positively. On that note, it will reduce a whole lot of, anger for importation of food items. So long as you have more to import for consumption, your economy is going down. But when you have surplus, you eat and have surplus to export, then foreign exchange comes in to stabilize your economy. All these things is not a rocket science. It's something that you can analyze and work on it, and you achieve stability of this country.
Okay, talking about stability now, Vic, you are also you're also an entrepreneur. From the things you do, you run the Pathway group of companies as a CEO. Can we also feel your pulse as by a rider to what Honorable Chibuzo has said from the dynamics of economics?
You see, the private sector today is the driver of economy in Nigeria, whether you accept it or not. If not because of the private sector, I think we could have wake up and lie down on the main road.
Sure, the public sector.
Yes,
Or the civil service.
the public sector are the driver of the economy. Yes, because the government are now more focused on infrastructure that they believe that once they tie the road, the common man is okay. Road is not only where government can affect life. You can tie road. If there is no food to eat, people will not come out from their homes to use the road you tie. Yes, it's good for government to provide those social amenities to enable maybe our women to bring out their crops they cultivate from the farm to the market. But in Delta State, for instance, we need industry. There is this private and government partnership where you bring out a project, like our governor went to China. Though we heard from the Commissioner of Rural Works and Public Enlightenment that a lot of industries are coming to Delta State. Also, the same thing that Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa did during his tenure. He also went to China to discuss with the Chinese and all of that, where we have Mondola in the south, in Delta South Senatorial District. So it is important that government began to look beyond tying road. Let us look at something different. Today you see the frustration that Dangote went through before he were able to put this refinery in order, even from the government of the day. These are the challenges they are facing. So if we take out the private sector, brother, civil servant and even the government, you cannot be able to feed yourself. Because you will not, government will not allow you that is here in this DBS now to go to farm. Then when you are needed in the office, they say you are at the farm. So the private sector have sealed down and they have been able to lay a good foundation to ensure that this economy move forward. What are we enjoying today? The sugar we are enjoying today are produced by one man. The flour we use in our bread are produced by one man. Why won't government diversify into these sectors and establish like what we have in Delta State during the first 1 year of Sheriff Oborowo? We have a farm in my local government, in one of the village in my local government. But today we are not hearing anything about that project again. They have gone under the bridge. We have not heard anything about that agroeconomy that we are doing, all of that. During that period, I think one of the commissioner was suspended because of mismanagement of funds regarding that project. So what am I saying, Lester, is that government should look at capable hands, those who are doing well in the private sector, and bring them in. Look at how they can bring out policies. Because one of the challenges we are having in this nation on the issue of policies that they are making. Government made policy that will tax the common man. They will take from the common man to generate revenue. You will generate revenue and share the money with local government, share it with state government. They will go back home and use it to buy big cars and use it to pay salary. That is all. What are they doing in the local government? If the local government chairman can establish a cassava processing company in his local government, it will generate revenue for the state and also do what? Make opportunity for employment. We need industry to move forward. Not only to tie road, hey, I tie this road to Ajokuta, I tie this road to this, I tie this road. If there is no food, who will use the road? Where will you use that road for if there is no food? So government should look beyond all this policy of abuse school, abuse that. Fine, school is good. I love what Delta State is doing in terms of job creation and all of that. But men looking at it, if you have 200 Saba Cafe operators in Asaba, for instance, it will not put food in anybody's table. Because today throughout I have not made photocopy of any document. I have not made photocopy of any document. Likewise you in one way or the other. We can take 2 weeks without even going to Saba Cafe. The government are concentrating on those jobs that they will just empower you. You look very neat and be doing it while you are still hungry. Let's go back to drawing board. What happens to the test time that we have here? All those things are not functioning again. Some of the technical college you see, they are parading. If you go there, they don't even have something that you will use to work. They will just build the place, paint it. There is no equipment for people to learn how to do mechanic. We have to be realistic to ourselves. Because the earlier we stop praising leadership that have failed us in one way or the other, better for us as a nation. Not that we'll be clapping for you while you are backbiting us, using our God-given resources to enrich people that is around you, your family members and all of that. After you have left office, you will be hearing that EFCC arrested so man for 1.3 trillion. They arrested so man for 200 billion. What are we doing to ourselves? So this nation, let us bring in private sectors into our policy, give them a conducive environment to make Delta State a very industrialist place. Let them build factory. Government can partner with private sectors and build factory.